So this is all wonderful, except that currently there's no mechanism to assign an order to a specific user profile. Of course, we can do it through the admin, and we'll want the user profile field available when looking at the admin anyway, so let's go add the user profile field to the order admin in the checkout apps admin.py. But that's not the real solution. What we really need is a way to associate the order with the user's profile when it's created, which happens during the checkout process. Here in the Checkout Success view, we already know the form has been submitted and the order has been successfully processed, so this is a good place to add the user profile to it. We've already got the order, so to add the profile, we just have to check if the user is authenticated, because if so, they'll have a profile that was created when they created their account. We can then get the user's profile, set it on the order, and then save it. We can also finally use the Save Info box here, first determining if it was checked, and if so, we can pull the data to go in the user's profile off the order into a dictionary of profile data. The dictionary's keys will match the fields on the user profile model, such as the default phone number, country, postcode, and so on. Now I'll create an instance of the user profile form using the profile data and telling it we're going to update the profile we've obtained above, and if the form is valid, just save it. Because we're now using both the user profile model and the user profile form in this view, let's import them at the top. I'll test this by first making sure there's no information in my user profile, and then completing an order with the Save Info box checked. We now see the order showing up in the order history on our profile, which means it was successfully attached, and our profile has also been updated, which means the Save Info box is working correctly. We can also hover over an order number to view the whole thing, and click on it to confirm the order history URL is working. Since users now have profiles, we can use their default delivery information to pre-fill the form on the checkout page. Just before we create the order form in the checkout view, all we need to do is check whether the user is authenticated, and if so, we'll get their profile and use the initial parameter on the order form to pre-fill all its fields with the relevant information. For example, we can fill in the full name with the built-in getFullName method on their user account, their email from their user account, and everything else from the default information in their profile. If the user is not authenticated, we'll just render an empty form. To test this, I can go back to the checkout page on a new order and see that the form is automatically filled in with the information from my profile. If you don't see the full name and email address filled out, make sure you've got them filled out on your user account in the admin. It really would be ideal to add fields to update those on the profile also, but in the interest of time, we'll skip that part as the process would be pretty much the same as what we've already done. With this done, the profile functionality is mostly complete, so I'll go back and commit my changes. In the upcoming videos, we'll make some minor changes to our Stripe webhook handler to make sure it can attach profiles to orders and save a user's info as well.